Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Sadashivashamarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Sagana Vavadu Sagana Punattu Sagaviryam Karavavagai Tejaspina Vadidamastuma Vitvijavagai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Good morning. So we are learning the Kathopanishad, which is in the Krishna Yajurveda, in the last 8 chapters of the Krishna Yajurveda. Just to have a recap, we come to the point where the young Nachiketa has gone to the abode of Lord of Death, Yamadharmaraja, and is about to ask his boon. Just have a quick recap. What is the context? The reason that the story is in the Upanishad, like even the description of chapter 1 in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavan Bhashyakara starts Gita Bhashyam only from the 2nd chapter. When Paramatma speaks, only he starts it. But nevertheless, for ordinary mortals like us, the purpose of first chapter is what? What is the point of knowing Arjuna fighting with who and who are all in the battlefield? And it's kind of a dramatized situation. But the point is, you have to be one with the context and you take the bhava of Arjuna. Unless you are in the shoes of Arjuna, even though we are not qualified to be that, unless you think and ask questions like Arjuna, the answers Bhagavan gives is not fully comprehensible. Same way, the story is important to understand, the context is important to understand, Kathopanishad, because we got to be in a mindset of Nachiketas. Now, who is this Nachiketas? If you remember, there was a great family dweller, a Punyatma, a Brahmana, called by various names in the Upanishad. Gautama, Uttalakaruni, and so on and so forth. So, that man, after doing all these Nitya Karmas at particular age of his life, wants to do what's called a Visvajit Yajnam. That Yajnam, one have to give up everything that one wants. You normally do that with a view to renunciate this life and to prepare for the new embodiments. And when you do this Yajnam, first I'm going to start with the phrase Ushan, means when you do such yajna or any such yajnas, any prayers you do, you are allowed to do with a desire in mind. Absolutely don't feel guilt at all that I go to the Swami and ask for, please make my children pass the exam. Nothing wrong with this. But those Kamya rituals have got a specific benefits if you follow that as per the rituals. So he was doing that to attain the Swarga Bhoga, the heavenly life. So he's giving away everything, and then he happened to give his last batches of assets, which are the old cows, which are not good enough to yield milk, to yield calves. So it has passed its prime age. So his young son, Kumaram Santam, who is being very young boy by the name of Nachiketa, he saw that and said, look, with the Shraddha Vivesh, because he knows he has studied, he knows Vedas, he understands the purpose, he has Shraddha in this. What is Shraddha? Shraddha is, see, Shraddha is not something which you can physically verify and then have a faith on it. You don't need to have faith on it. You can mathematically prove or physically see, accept that. But Shraddha is on things for which your objective knowledge cannot help you. So you need to really follow, like heaven. Who can say there is a heaven? Nobody has come back, returned back from heaven and told, yeah, there was a heaven. The Vedas tell you. So unless you have Shraddha in this, you will not be able to experience it on your own. You won't even do any effort to achieve those things. And if you say, I'm a Nastika, I don't like Vedas, then you close down the option of what is not comprehensible to your brain. That means you have truly a limited life, a limited understanding, because we know a brain is limited, capacity to think is limited. So the reason for having Shraddha, firstly, you can start with a purely selfish reason, because many things I don't know in life, and Vedas provide me something which no other science can reveal. I have to have Shraddha on it. Now, what is the risk of having the Shraddha? Almost zero. Because if you have Shraddha, you do action that makes your life better. What is the risk of not attaining the benefit of it? Doesn't matter, because you've gone through a virtuous life. So Shraddha is unquestionable requirement that one have to put it. So this boy is very, very, very committed, and he knows if you do this yajnam and if you give it away, you will attain Swargam. This is what my father wants to do. So be it. But he is giving away old, useless cows. So maybe by giving it away, he may attain a sin. Maybe he may not get what he wants to get. See, in that, even the Visvajit Yagam, there are certain exceptions there. You don't need to give away your loincloth, your kaubinam, your dress that you're wearing to cover yourself. You don't need to give it away. Your bharya, your putra, you don't need to give it away, because they need to have a lineage. There's some exception there. So he is thinking, because he knows all this, would my father just go away without giving me away? Because I am his gem. He treasures me most. So true sacrifice is giving away what you treasure most. So he goes and asks him, give me away, give me away. Or who are you going to give me away? Father said, out of impulse, I give you to death, Yama. He got hold of it. He contemplates, how am I going to be useful to the Yama? Everybody goes to Yama. Somebody has gone before, somebody will go after. Yama acquires everybody. So what am I going to do? How am I going to be useful to him? Maybe my father told this in anger, but nevertheless, I am his putra. Put means is hell. Putra is the one who removes the hell for the father. Same as putri, okay? Having a children is a liberation for the parents, but just having a children. So he thinks, I will go to Lord of Heaven. But I can't go myself because it has to be a dhanam. It has to be given by my father. So Bhashyakara gives all those gaps and say he goes and pleads to the father and say, Father, you made a promise. You don't talk this kind of things in the yagyam. The yagyam, see, that's why it's important. When you do puja, when you do important karmas, control your words, control your thoughts. Because there it is a sankalpam. Don't blame anybody, don't blemish anybody, don't make over promises. You must do what you can deliver. Especially when you do kamya karmas. So his son tells his father, Father, please don't play around with this. You made this commitment. Now give me away. Do that. Because father says, no, I can't. I made in a just, please ignore. No, Dad. Have you not seen our lineage? How every rishis were there before? Then father said, yeah, those days is fine. These days are different, We say that this, Upanishad, all that, why do we need all this? Those days, those guys didn't know anything to do. They just didn't contemplate. You don't need this side. No. Nachiketa says, look now, Father, not only the old people, look around you. There are people who are keeping up the words. So he convinces his father. Then father does his ritualistic dhanam of giving his son away to death. So we saw all that thing. Then this flashback, next scene changes. This young boy has reached the Yamaloka, God of death. Now, we are not going to dwell on the story, but I think just to clear your doubts and have some shraddha, I will just add those few words before we go into this text. Is it really possible somebody to go to the Lord of Death? Is there a world there? How can you go? Or is this the story just build-up story? So this kind of questions will come. Please don't bury these questions. You must ask the questions. Doubt is very good. Vicharam is jnana margam. Shraddha, bhakti is in devotion. There you don't ask questions. You put this dharma this way, put the akshara this way, you must do it. That's a rule, like a code. When you go to the church, in the legal system, when you enter the court, you have to do something. You got to do all the rules. There is no meaning to this, but they must follow it. But in Jnanam, you have right to question everything. Question the teacher, question the God. Ask God, why are you? Who are you? Why are you existing? You can ask the question. So here, therefore, when we recite, especially when you do this Vedanta Vicharam, it's fine to ask questions. So I will give you this idea that the Kathopanishad, if you read it, there's a story part, there's a Vedanta part. Anything that you read, anything you study, your approach can be Adi Bauddhika Drishti. Adi Bauddhika Drishti, a physical approach. You need a tangible evidence, scientific approach, objective approach. Because I have Shraddha, that means Kathopanishad is really talking about the truth, I may take a view to explain this story as something physically happened. Then I will go and look for evidences for it. When you look for evidences, presto, evidences will come. This is the beauty of Sat. Adhyatmically, it's called confirmation bias in psychology, but in reality, what you look for, you will see. That's why many scientists believe in what they believe in it, because they see what they need to see. Like if you go to North India, go to Uttarakashi, and then if you travel up there 45, 50 miles, there is a village called Uddalaga. Uddalaga Gram is where the Uddalaga Aruni lived once, they say. But from there, if you far away from the Gangotri route, if you go there, there is a place. It's called, it's a cave and a waterfall. It's called Yamadwar. Even when you go to Mount Kailash, there's a place called Yamadwar. That's an artificially built one. The Dwar is a gate. Yamadwar is, when you do the parikram in Mount Kailash, you don't go to Kailash with this mortal body. So therefore you give up the body. So when you go through Yamadwar, you've given up. You are free from this body. That's that kind of idea. But there's an Yamadwar there. And there are some scholars write that there was a time in that area, there's a lot of teachers were there. There's one teacher called Yama, his name Yama. And he was a very strong, harsh looking and fierce looking teacher, very strict, very stern. If the students don't recite properly, he'll put them upside down and things like that. So all the parents, therefore, used to say, look, if you don't behave, I'm going to send you to the school of Yama. I'm going to send to the Yama teacher to frighten the children. Therefore, it may be possible that this Gautama has told his son, look, I'm going to send to the Yama teacher. And then he went to the Yama teacher's house, and then the whole thing happened there, and the Yama teacher took compassion and taught him. Well, if it convinces you, fine. This is Adi Bhautika Drishti. Now we are looking at a different Drishti. It's called Adi Daivata Drishti. Divine view, we look at it. What is a divine view? I do believe, I have Shraddha, there are different worlds. So there is a Yama's world is there. And somebody will go there, not with the physical body. So death is the transportation of the jiva through this Yama's kingdom to wherever we need to go, to the hell or to heaven or to another world. So the controller of this transition, the office of that transition is in Yamaloka. The person who is appointed to be Yamadharma Raja is whoever in the Manvantram attained that yoga. So that is the world. Now, if you have this perception, this drishti, then I cannot prove it. You cannot prove it. You must take the drishti and then go and find inner knowledge to that, right? Well, okay, if I take this drishti, how can somebody go? Is he dead? If he's dead, how, that means Nachiketa revived again? No. If you look at the Adhyatmika drishti in the Adhidevika drishti, you must understand we are not the physical body. We are not the subtle body. We are not the causal body. We are the collection of all this. Embodiment is connecting to a body and growing with the body. See, you have not grown, you have grown physically. You have expanded your mind to intellectual power, but you remain as you are. You were what you were in 8 years, 10 years, 15 years. You were exactly the same person. You got more knowledge, more mind, more thoughts, more beard, more gray hair. So, death, therefore, is separating myself from this physical body. Now, How do I separate it? That means I separate it both in terms of consciousness and prana. When I go in a deep sleep, I have no idea where I am. I don't know which world I am living in. Deep sleep is literally a death. I know nothing. When I come back alive in the next day morning, I become re-embodied. I got what's called a pratyabhijna, remembrance memory. I will not go into that, but I'd say you have a remembrance capability. Chittam is there. You know I am there. It all happens in a fraction of a second. In the Brahma Muhurta, when you get up, your buddhi brings out ahankara. I exist. My bed, my house. That's the reason why, in fact, in our tradition, when you sleep on the bed, next day morning you have to roll the bed. You have to dry it up or something like that, because it's considered as a death happened last night. You have been sleeping, it's a death. But these days we live in a cot in a bedroom and nothing yet. I think once in a while it's important to remove that and do it, because you are reborn. Okay. Now, what is possible in Yoga Sutra says, and Yoga Tantra says, this prana, which is living in my body, which propels the mind to think, vritti to happen, vasanas to be experienced, and bhogam to be created to the body, all in the presence of my consciousness, is the prana shakti. The consciousness is a Shivam, prana shakti is a Shakti. The Shakti is what creates the whole life. So when the body is completely powerless in this bhoga, that means this prana shakti has left this body. Now, what is possible in yoga shakti is that the whole nuclei of the shakti, which is indwelling in my body, they put a place called the Mooladhara, we call it a Kundalini Shakti, a coiled serpent. They give you visualization for it, because when the see the sperm that goes into the womb of a mother is a fire. It's a fire. They're going to talk about that. That fire is what? The fire energy is what creates this fetus, and it is coiling itself and then illumines. So, without going too much detail, all this kind of yoga shastris, all that they do is, if by arousing the Kundalini Shakti, you can create pleasantness, success, and all that. But you have to be very careful, because it may, if you get disturbed, it got aroused, and if you don't have it, it sets your house in a fire. It's a fire, basically. But if you can take it up there and then take it up to your Sagasra, they call it a Brahmarandram. Brahmarandram is a logical location where this essence can be stored far away from your bodily functions. So if I can take all, like sleep in a way does it, but it keeps some of the functions active. Your breathing, your digestion happens during breathing, reorganization of brain happens. So work is happening. Back office is working. Front office is closed. Back office is working. And the power system is running. That's just deep sleep. But if you can do this in a way, take all the energy and put in your Brahmarantra. That means all the rest of your system is dead. It is cold. When you touch it, body becomes very cold. No action. Breathing maybe in a very, very small way. Can't even mention that. Even the pulse may stop. But you are alive. Everything is stored here. When you touch the Brahmarandram, it will be warm. If the body can be preserved for many, many years, it will be many, many years. And the yogi can bring back to that thing again. Why does he do it? We haven't got a clue. Maybe he's bored, he wants to do it. Doesn't matter. But the power of doing that is there. I think it's Descartes who said that. He was a great scientist. He said, "Look, there's something called a pineal gland in the epithalamus. When you look at the brain, between the two lines of the brain, the center of it, called epithalamus, where there is a little gland called pineal gland." And he said that is the seat of the soul. Okay, a scientist saying this, and then, I mean, even today it's being debated. But what they all agree that pineal gland, which is like, maybe 100 milligram or something, smallest one, the structure like an eye, but not developed as an eye. Structure like an eye. It has got light receptors. It works on the lights because it controls the light. And using that light, it does not create, but it uses the melatonin hormone. It's the endocrine gland. It takes the melatonin and then it produces signals to switch off your body clock. In other words, your sleeping happens because the pineal gland makes sure that you sleep. Is that a Brahmanandram? Don't know. But if you have to go to the Adibhaudhika Bhakti, so we don't go there because we know it's limited. We take it as a Brahmanandram. So you can actually put everything there and then you can go. That means your prana is there, body is maintained, you are not dead. It's not like a Satyavan Savitri, but Satyavan is completely dead. Savitri took it. I mean, she's like Nachiketa. But here, this consciousness principle, reflective consciousness principle, leaving the body intact, but in a deep coma maybe, it is gone to the abode of Yama. So that's what I think we need to look at it. That is Adidevika Drishtihi. That's what we do. When you do the Puram Mimamsam, divine view is there, you must go through that route. And Kathopanishad is a combination of, Ishavashyam, in the first one, it just strikes you hard, right? Ishavashyam Idam Shavam. So we have deep into the Vedanta. But Kathopanishad is so good, it is giving you the Purvamimamsa, Upasana, Karma, and then slowly, gently going to take it there. Now, we are going to see in the third drishti. What is the third drishti? The Bhautikam we finished, the Devikam we finished, Adhyatmikam. Adhyatmikam means you look at it in an Atmat way. You're going to see that. That's all coming lastly in the later. But there, what happened, then even the word Nachiketa, even the name, we had to really look at it. Nachiketa means Ketam na Chinodisa Nachiketaka. Ketam means what? Shanti Niketan. Ketan. Ketaka means Ket is a house. Bhavanam. Ayatanam. Nachiketan means one who does not inherit any house. Understand? Anyone who does not own or grahnam, to take it as if it is my house, possession of any house, is an Nachiketa. So you can say that any renunciated, in Adibhaudhika view, any renunciated monk is a kind of an Nachiketa because he doesn't have a house. But then he'll go and find a shelter somewhere, he'll sleep. He harbors thoughts. But in Adhyatma Vidya, what is that house? What is my house? Is my house in this 28 Kingsfield Avenue? Is it my house? Yes, I dwell as Jiva with my family of this Janma in this house. But where do I dwell? But I is who? This conscious being in this body. Where do I dwell? I dwell in this body of 5'7" or 5'8" size and this complexion. This I own this body because I say this is my body. Don't touch me, I say, because this is my house. That means I own this house. I'm not a Nachiketa. I own this house. I said, no. This body is not mine. Let it decay or let it nourish. Let Prakriti take care of it. I don't care. But in my mind, I think, I is my mind. I'm happy, I'm sad. So the Sthula Sariram is I have a house. Sukshma Sariram, I have a house. The Sthula Sushma Sariram comes to me because I have the vasanas, which are my Purva Janma Karma Palas, which forms a science and avidya called Karana Sariram. Therefore, I am always with these three houses. Karana Sariram house is my own house. I take occasionally Sushma Sariram and Sula Sariram. So I am a householder. I am not Nachiketas. Then who is Nachiketas? When you are owning the house, you will change house, right? You change house, you change this house. I'm grown up, the size is not good enough, I go to somewhere else. Or this house is very noisy, polluted, I go somewhere else. I have a lot of money, I buy a farm estate. I downsize, I go to the flat. So you can do dwelling elsewhere. Death is the transaction of that dwelling. It is what we earnestly yearn and then say, enough of this house. See, this is the beauty of it. If you say, when I got a beautiful house somewhere else, and I'm given a chance to go there, and I just drag my feet. No, this house, I like it. Even though it is falling down, it is burning down, I like it. It is smelly, I like it. And it is tough one, right? I have to let it go. So death is therefore not something to be worried of. It is something that I prefer to go to a new house. But again, you are trying for a house. But I say, look, I don't want this new house. I don't want another body. Then what about your mind? Your Sushma Sarira. I want to transcend that. I don't want that. Okay, then what about your Karana Sarira? Or your Pava Punyas are there? Well, I don't want that. I want to transcend that. Now, if I transcend all these three koshas, I have nothing. I have no house I have. I am an Nachiketas. What is that transcends all the three experiences of your life? I enjoy every day. I get up and do things. I have pain, pleasures. But when I go to sleep, I forget all these things. The dream comes in. In the dream, I create a completely different world, different personality. I get married to somebody, get all these things. But the I is there. I can connect to myself. But different things come in and they're all gone. So that world is finished. Then I gone into deep sleep. I have no idea what's happening, but I know I am, yeah, I am enjoying happiness, bliss. So in all these three, I may give it different names: a waking man, a sleeping man, a dreaming man, or woman. But in all these things, I remain one which goes through these experiences. Therefore, if that experience is there, I should be able to look back the experience. Experience is a thought, right? You say, I experience means you have a thought. To think means you must be outside this thought. So this I, who is transcending all this, should be one who has no house for himself. He is an Nachiketa. That is Atma. Now you see, the Nachiketa Agni, when you're going to learn now, is Atma Jnanam, the fire that is in your heart. But when you take the Adi Bhautika or the Daiva Drishti, it will be a karma, it will be a yajnam. Don't I need to do it? You need to do it. If you want to achieve Swarga. So this is why very important to understand the context of Kathopanishad. Okay. Oh, too much time I took on this one. Okay. So here's now, where is the story now? Yama in Yamalokam is there. Our little Nachiketa has gone there. And Yama has gone out. The out sign is there. Maybe we can imagine the Yamadutas and the Yama's wife and the families are inviting him. Please come in, come in. And no. Unless the Yajamana calls me, I can't come in. So he stays out there. Stubborn boy, Nachiketa is a stubborn boy. He wants to do what is right. He stays there for 3 nights. So when Yama comes back, the story starts. So we saw this slogan before. Vaisvanaraha pravishat yadir aditir brahmano grihan tasyai tam shantim kurvanti hara vaivasvata utakam. Hey Vaivasvata, hey Yama, utakam hara. The Shabda hara means lots of meaning. Here it says bring. The subordinates telling Yama, hey, Lord of Death, Yamaraja, bring water. Why bring water? Because a Brahmana in the house arrived as a guest, as an Atithi. And how is he? Vaishvanaraha. Vaishvanara means fire, like an Agni. Like Agni, he has come. See, Atithi is very important. These days we don't have Atithis. No, Atithis means what we translate as guest, right? Guest. Even you can say paying guest. Guest comes and he pays for us. When guest comes, we have a schedule. Even look at it now. I think seldom I have realized, except maybe giving prasad to a few friends, you don't go unannounced to anybody's house. You always tell them, I'm coming, and they expect you to tell because they are busy. They cannot just let you into the house. And as soon as you go there, they will say, yeah, good. It's 3 o'clock. Probably you already had coffee. So they will just preempt you, don't give you anything. And you go back. And you don't want it. You don't mind it because you do the same thing to your guest. But that's not the way. So Aditi gachati nadishtati idi Aditi. Aditi is not going to stay with you. So akasmat grahamayati. Atiti devo bhava. Akasmat. They don't tell you. Without telling you, they come. But our Sanatana Dharma says that Atithi is to be treated as God. And it's like a fire. Why is water a fire? This fire, when they normally people come to your house, we talk about the old days, they come for taking some rest, take some water, take some food. So the fire in our tummy, Jadakni, the Vaisvanara, it wants to consume something. Everything wants to consume. In every animal, every being, there is this fire. The fire wants to consume. The yajna is always happening. There's a fire, it consumes. And you need to pay oblation to them. And if you don't do oblation, what happens? The fire burns you down because you didn't give it what it needs. So here it says, hey, Amma, bring water. Bring utaka. Utaka means water. Why bring water? You look at it. Reasonable thinking there. Fire means water. Only the water can quell the fire. And how is fire is like? Fire can be an infuriation, right? Furiation. It's anger can be fire. But what is water? Fire goes up. If somebody comes home, comes to the thing and they're hungry, so his anger may provoke, and you tell him, hey, useless guy, why are you coming there? Can't you not work? You look good, solid, go and work. You are adding fire to the fire. It's just going to grow. His anger is going to go. He goes away, but he leaves behind the rage of fire at your doorstep. So what do I have to do? I give water. Water flows. Water is humility. Fire always goes up. Even if you put a fire like this, it will go up. It never goes head. Water, you throw up, it comes down. Flexible, flow, surrender, coolness. So when somebody is angry, you say, Kathopanishad, they get calmed down. Say, Udakam is there. So when our tradition is when somebody comes home, in those days at least, you give them the water in a pot. They wash the feet. Of course, hygiene is one thing, but the feet is the one that is the earth, that's connecting the earth to the your whole current. So when you pour water in the cold water in your both feet, it cools you down. Bhadyam it's called. Then you ask them to come and sit down. Asana. Then you give water, argyam. When you do the puja, we do all this thing, What's the point of doing to the God that little picture there you have when you can't even treat somebody comes at house? So if anybody comes home, we have to really give them at least water. And in those days, they even insist drink water because, in case he is shy, he is not drinking, he is not calming down. So he may leave behind the residual fire of anger that may burn me down. And here, who is saying this? The Lord of Death is being threatened by his barriers or his thing. Hey, bring down this, bring water and worship this Brahmin who has come here. Worship him. So this is what he said. So it's very important to treat guest. Then we saw next one. So what happened if you don't do it? Is there a punyam there? Yes, punyam is there. See, in a lot of shastras there, Manusmriti is there, Bhagavad Gita also talks about it, Ramayana quotes about it, how you should treat When Sabari is giving this, or when Guha treats Rama, treating gives you a lot of punyas. But in Kathopanishad, we are not talking about punyas. We are firefighting. Kathopanishad is about all fire. Here it talks about things that will happen to you if you don't treat guest well. Pratyaya dosha. But it says, Asha pradishesha sangadam sunrutam cheshta purte putra pasumcha sarvana. Edat vrinte purushasya alpamedeso yasya anashtan vasati brahmano grihe. I think we saw that. He is enumerating here. What he's saying, Asha pradiksha. Asha means hope that what you want to achieve. Hey, I put investment in this stock. I want it to grow 10 times. It may not happen, but your desire. I want to go to Swarga. Things that you are not in control, which is no demand on you to get it. And if you ask for it, that's Asha. So whatever that maybe have to come to you through Asha will go away. Pradiksha means expectation, hope and expectation. My salary is expectation, bonus is expectation. So things that you ought to get may not come. Sangadam means to be with the good people. When you're good people, you get some benefits. So Sangadam nasti, that good benefit will also go away. Sangadam means, like Panini says, Samyogo Maitri Yavat. Like, like if I am in this class and everybody is just talking about Vedanta, slogas, and satsangas, sevas, my mind is also in the same thing. So I get the benefit from this satsangatva, nishangatva. That accrued benefit also will go away when we don't treat the guest. Sunrudam means sweet words, hita words. When you talk to somebody with nice words, it gives you punya. Hey, mommy, how is your body? How is your health? Can do any help to you? Anything? Even you may not be able to do it on the day, but if you make that courteous words to somebody, it heals them. When they heal, you get punyam. Now that punyam, along with that, ishtapurte. Cheshta is ishtapurte. Ishta means all the rituals you do out of desire of kami karmas. So there's in Agni Purana there's a sloka that says Agnihotram tava shakyam vedanucha paripalanam adityam vaishdevam cha ishtam. So ishta karmas are karmas like Agnihotram, tapas, vratams, Veda paripalanam, give all these things. Aditya means aditi upacharam. So anything that you do a ritualistic way to attain something, that benefit will go away. Ishta. Purta means social service. Vabhikupa tatakati devata in that. Annadana, Vidyadana, you can go on. Anything that you do for the public, digging a well, digging a pond, constructing a temple, constructing an education system, teaching children, feeding food. This is not rituals, but it is public seva, purtah. When you do all that, a lot of punyas comes to you. That goes away if you don't do the thing there. Then pashum, putra pashum cha, sarvan, your children's benefit, all kinds of benefit, will all go away to who? Alpameda saha, the one that has got a alpa buddhi, that purusha. How it is got alpa buddhi? Because there, yasya anasnat vasati brahmano grihe. In that house, a brahmana was residing without having food. So if somebody is having a guest, deserving guest especially, and you don't feed them, make them a bit excited, anxious about food and eating and thirst, or even a healing, then all this will go away because he drops the dose of fire and it sets everything to all. So, and this is, who is telling this? This is told to the Yama. Then Yama come back and say, oh my God, something happened here. He says, Tisho Ratri Yadavasi Grihe me. Se me Grihe. Tisho Ratri Yadavasi. How did you live for 3 nights here? Anashnan Brahmanaha Adidihi Namasya. As an Aditi, oh Brahmana, Anashnan, without eating food, Tisho Ratri, 3 nights, Megrihe, in my house, you lived. I pray to you, Namasya. You are Namasya, Namaskara Vurti, you are worthy of worship. Namastestu. Oh, I'm sorry. He's repeating. I'm sorry. Let me pray to you. Who is doing this? Lord Yama. Yeah. Because because he knows his problem. He knows what will happen. The whole kingdom will be gone. So he has to do something. He says, Namasya. So you should always worship, pray, Namaskaram to only those who are worthy of Namaskar. Sometimes you just cannot, okay, I see divinity in everything, I can do Namaskar. Okay, fine, you can do that. But every action that you do has to create a pratyupakaram on somebody else. So if I keep falling on somebody's feet who is not a qualified person, who is an arrogant person, my falling on his feet, offering obeisance would make him become more arrogant. He be deluded more. So I am adding to his problems, right? That's why when you're offering namaskaram, is very important. Who do you offer namaskarams to? And if you're taking namaskaram, you should be very, very careful because namaskaram is a transfer of responsibility, surrender. We do namaskaram to Swami. What do we say? Namaha, namo namaha, na mamaha, not mine. That means this body is not mine, mind is not mine. Please take it away. So it belongs to you. So that means I give up my whole thing to the Lord. And if I do namaskars to you and say all this, and then you take it, and if you think, I am a big guy and he's a small guy, and I'm scholarly, he's not scholarly, I'm rich, he's poor, I'm powerful, he's weak. And therefore I take it. If you take it that way, fine, but you also inherit his powers. Because you want to give away your word. It hurts you. So what do I do when somebody do namaskaram to me? If I am worthy of it, who is worthy of namaskaram? Is one who knows the namaskaram offered is not to me, but to the Andaratma, Paramatma. That's why when you go and do namaskaram to Periva, they close the eyes. They won't even say anything. Close eye because it goes to him. If they want to say some swasti vachanam, it's a prayer. When you say, I bless you, means how can I bless you? I have nothing to do. You say, bless you means I pray to God to bless you. I pray is always in my mind. Dirghayushmastu. How can I give you 100 years? Who am I to give you? I pray to God to give you 100 years. Namachivaya Varga. In Tamil, there is a beautiful Shiva Purana. Varga always say blessing, right? No. How can you bless Shiva? I pray to Shiva. So Varga, blessing is also a prayer. So here you must, so all these kind of little things, of course, it's not the core of the text, but this all will give you refinement in your life. That's what I'm pointing out. So he's asking for 3 nights. Okay. Why he asked 3 nights? Why can't he say 3 days? It's not, it's 3, he stayed for 3 nights, fine, but it's also 3 days. It's very important to know in Vedas, nights is more important than the days. Night start the day. Shivaratri, Navaratri, like that, nights. Even when you are missed out an Agnihotram or Yagyam, they start in the evening. Night starts, then come through. Krishna Bhaksham comes before Sukla Bhaksham. Like that. And of course, you can also say, this is, I'm just saying, a yukti. So, night is time where you attain peace. So, let's start with the peace, end with the peace. So not 3 says, Tishtoratrihi. So, you had stayed for 3 nights. So, he keeps in his mind the 3 number because he enumerates how long he has not treated his guest, 3 nights. So, I must do something about it. So he says, I think we saw until then last class. I think I have just spent the time on the last class recap. Doesn't matter. So next one, he says, Shanta Sankalpaha Sumana Yadasyat Vidamanyur Gautamo Ma Abhimrityo Tvat Prashrushtam Ma Abhivateda Pratita Yedatrayanam Pratamam Varam Pune. This is the first boon Nachiketa is asking. Because Rama has given him, I give you three boons. So he's asking. What is he asking? In second line, he says, Mrityo. Oh, Mrityo. Oh, Yamaraja. I am asking you the first boon because you asked me to ask you. What I need, Shantam, Shanta Sankalpam. Shanta Sankalpaha. Sankalpaha means, Sankalpam is your vow to be in a posture. Shanta Sankalpaha means let this person who is praying for, who is Gautama. In the second line, you see, Vitamanyur Gautamo Ma Bhi Mrityo. So Gautama is his father's name. Let him be Shanta Sankalpaha. Let him be poised in peaceful mind, peaceful posture. I mean, let him be peaceful all the time. So he is now saying, is that the boon? No, it's the compound of his boon. See, like Sundaraganda, when you read how Anjaneya talks, you learn communication skills. Like here, you can see how cleverly he's going to communicate. Shanta Sankalpaha, let him be a peaceful mind. Sumanaha. Sumanaha means what? He must be a person who is loved by everybody else. That means, he was seeing his father angry, right? I'll give you to death. No, I want him to be absolutely beautifully smiling all the time, giving priyam bata, hitam bata. Why he says that? Because yathasyat, he was like that before. So he was like that before, always smiling, always peaceful. But what happened to him? He got angry. So he says, let him be vitamanyuhu. Manyuhu means anger. Vitamanyuhu. So he let him be without anger. Anger to who? Mabihi, with me. Because it's all about me. Because I am the one who's the cause of the anger to you. So, oh Mrityu, oh Lord of death, let my father be with me as he was before, without any anger, so that he can be always blissful, peaceful, and pleasant. Now, he's not finished it yet. Then he says, this one, Tvat Prashritam, he is very clever. Tvat Prashrushtam, Mam Abhivate Pratita. So he's now saying, Ma, so me, Tvat Prashritam. Tvat means by you. Prashrishtam. Prashrishtam means given up, freed, liberated. So he says, Nachiketa, me, who will be liberated from you, who will be freed from you, okay? Pratita apived. So what is pratita means? When I present myself to my father, it's obvious that I am there, well recognized. My father should recognize me well because you are going to send me back. So he's putting a pressure on you because you asked for a boon. That means you're going to send me back. So when I am gone back, let me be very easily recognized by my father. Because he's worried because he comes like a ghost. You know what will happen in Yamaloka? Maybe my teeth comes down or my eyes pop up. I don't know. But let me go back as I was in my same body, the same youth, so that my father can very easily recognize me. So see how cleverly he put it. He made sure that he will be sent back. He made sure that he will be sent back with the same youth and the beauty that he had. That his father can be able to see him, recognize him. And how he recognizes him? Not somebody escaped and ran away from the Yamaloka, but freed by Lord Death. That means he has come back with the glory of the Lord Yama. So he's the one who conquered Mrityunjaya. He had to be revered as that person. Now, this boon is asked for what? Is it for him he asked for? Does he want to live back? Is that his motive? Then he would have simply said, let me go back and live with lots of wealth and everything. Nachiketa asked 3 boons. The first boon that is taught us now is the boon to fulfill his prithurinam, his parents' debt. A child has to really make sure that his or her parents are happy and fulfilled life by his or her actions. That is his or her Janma Lakshya. So here what he has done, he prayed for his father to get heaven. Therefore, he intervened with the undue questions. Why are you giving this whole cow? Please don't. And that infuriated him. And then he challenged his father with his divine understanding, made him to send him away to Lord of Death. Oh, Nachiketa thinks what my father would be. He completed his Vardhan. He is a great guy, but he had a lot of love for me. Though he'll be sad inside. He'll feel guilty inside. A guilty person cannot enjoy anything in life. Got to be guilt-free. That's why sometimes the forgetfulness that we have is a blessing. If you remember everything in life, because at least I do a lot of mistakes, so I have a lot of guilt in me. I can never enjoy life. So here, he thinks my father may be feeling guilty. So even though he completed his Vridham, his Yagyam, the Swarga that he gets may not be something which he really enjoys because guilt will not go away. So I must go back to him, show that I have no harm done to myself and I am his. And he can even forget all those things because he sees me as I am before and he is as before. In a way, maybe he's asking that my father forget what happened. He just become completely blissful that his yajna is finished. What a wonderful way the son can ask for it. That's what he's asking here. I have completely missed my timing. I wanted to have finished 14 today, but we do another class, but it's worthwhile what you've gone through. The next two boons, the next one you're going to ask for the society, so you and I can benefit, and that's going to be Nachiketa Agni. So that requires some Purvamsika thoughts. So we will spend maybe 1 or 2 classes on the second and third boon, and then we go into the Vedanta part, which follows after that. Okay. We can say the Shanti Padam together. Om Shagana Bhavatu
Bhavatu
Shaganau Punattu
Punattu
Shagaviryam Karavabakai
Sagaviryam Karvavahe
Tejasvinadimastu
Tejasvinadimastu
Mavit Nishabhai
Avidvishavahe
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Om
Om
Shanti
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 Hari Om Tat Sat.
Hari Om
Sat.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Next class will be on Sunday only, as usual. So not on Saturday.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you Sunday. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.